evening, everybody. It's June 24th, and this is our regular Town of Rhinebeck meeting. Would you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do want to let you all know that due to personal reasons Ed is unable to make it tonight. He sends his apologies and remarks. May I have a motion for the approval of prior minutes for June 10, 2019?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Kara. Thank you, Chauncey. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Come back to announcements, committee liaison reports, if that's okay. I will make a motion for Resolution 2019-163 for our budget transfers and amendments. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Chauncey. Is there any discussion, questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. I will make a motion for Resolution 2019-164, our preliminary accounts payables abstracts, 58 checks totaling $67,190.97. May I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Kira. Are there any questions, comments, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Lastly, I will make a motion for Resolution 2019-165 for our capital projects abstracts, one check totaling $15,385 for Tyler Technologies. Is there any discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Who seconded? I'm sorry. I
second.
motioned that. Who seconded
I'll
it?
second.
Thank you, Alan. Is there any discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Thanks. Once again, I motion these because as a chief financial officer, I spend a lot of time pouring over this stuff. I need a motion for Resolution 2019-166 for the extension of intermunicipal agreement with Dutchess County for snow removal and ice control services. Thank you, Alan. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Kira. I have some discussion about this, and we have our highway superintendent here, which is that Morton Road is in really terrible shape. Right, the dirt part? I don't think we should be plowing it.
I don't really have a good perspective on that because it's been in terrible shape for my entire lifetime. So I don't know if it's any worse than it's ever been, but it's certainly no better. And, it's a difficult stretch road. It continues to slide down the hill. I'm just thankful it's not ours.
I think that the county has not committed to a permanent fix.
No.
And I'd like for them to take responsibility for it. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, I think I agree with you. I live on Morton Road, so.
I mean, I went down and looked at it recently. It's fallen another 6 to 8 inches.
It slid a lot this
Yeah.
spring. All range. Yeah.
Well, I mean, every time it rains, it drops a foot in the
Yeah.
first part, the northern part.
Yep.
And it drops a foot unevenly, so it's,
Right.
it's not like what goes like this, it goes like this.
Yeah.
All right, well, here's the other thing. Do we want to ask them for River Road? River.
We did River Road and Morton Road. at one
They took
point.
River Road away from us because they said they could do it less expensively.
Yeah.
We downsized our department. They wanted us to take it back. We said no, but a lot of our residents believe that, like, we maintained it better. It's just the truth.
I agree. I
And
think
it's
we
a
did.
loss of service for our residents.
Yeah, I think we did.
Can
River Road is one of the first roads that we plowed.
can I tell them we'd like that back and we can't do Morton?
You want to just do an even swap, Morton?
It's
River?
not even. I mean, they pay by the mile, so.
Yeah, because we're paid for 3 miles roughly now.
I'm sorry, Are we giving them back Mill or Morton?
Bill.
Okay,
Mill.
more-
Two roads, there's Morton Road.
Yeah,
Mill,
And we
South.
want to give them back Mill.
Well, it's South Mill. It's South Mill from the Morton intersection.
They're not offering us a portion of it, they're offering us the whole road.
Well, it's the whole stretch we do is County Road, just goes by two names.
It's County Road 85.
It's County Road 85.
Okay, it has two different names, so we do not want to plow from,
Well, I mean, when we plow now, we plow South Mill Road, Ricky plows South Mill, and he comes right up the county stretch and goes into Rhinebeck. So it's not out of the way for us to plow the county road, we're going right over the county road to do our roads anyway. Whether you want to give that section up from the Morton Mill Road intersection to the county bridge, waterfalls at Sisters of St. Ursula, I mean, that's up for discussion.
well, I think
That
that's what
little
we're
tiny
discussing.
stretch.
Hold on, that's what we're discussing, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
and
saying.
it
I
would
don't-
be, I mean, it would send a pretty good message to the county that we really don't find what they're doing acceptable down there. It doesn't matter to us, I mean, whatever transit the road, whether we plow it or not.
But keep in mind that maybe the problem with River Road is that the last road on South we don't do that section of South Hill. And people that live there can't move 12 hours during this time.
It'll be a big inconvenience for the county to have to send a truck
Yeah,
down there
that's,
to do that.
Let's start a discussion with them. They can pay us more money if they don't want to be inconvenienced. They can come up with a permanent solution to fix the road.
Yeah,
And I personally, the only complaints that I get during the winter are about River, well, besides mailboxes, but you guys take care of that immediately, is River Road. And I
It's
see, no, River.
well, River Road, you have a lot of.
Oh,
people
right,
who
right,
can't
right.
stay
That's
from
one of
home,
them.
get up.
No, it's all from Rhinebeck residents, and they're all, because it's a loss of service to them. We plowed it, I think it was better maintained with them.
oh, it was, no doubt.
Yeah,
I agree.
it was our first road.
Are you guys up for me discussing that with Bob Balkin?
Yeah, and I went down there and wrote him letters, wrote the Commissioner of Public Works of the county letters, and said, please fix it, you know, do a permanent fix. And all I got back was, there's not enough traffic. It's cheaper to send guys out there 3 or 4 times a month than it is to fix it permanently. And I don't buy that a little bit.
Well, I think it's probably a huge project to fix it.
Well, the Sisters of St. Ursula have said that we can take the land.
Let's stay on track here. We're talking about plowing.
Sorry.
So we're going to table this, and I'll get in touch with Bob Balkin and Barry, and we'll see what kind of horse trading we can do. But we'll take
Yeah, I
River
mean,
Road, and we
it's-
don't want to take,
It's something we can use for leverage, so let's see what we can get out of it.
So you can table.
yes. Resolution 2019-167, extension request to Dutchess County for shared court facilities. Also, this should be the approval of the IMA. We need to approve the IMA. We need to,
It's not a-
yeah, that's a problem. I think I sent that to you several days ago and today. I forwarded it. We need to extend it and have it approved.
The only things that I got were what's
Have we approved this IMA yet?
approved an IMA for a court RFP back in December, but it never went out.
We needed to approve this tonight in order to meet the county deadline. So we'll have to maybe take a recess, print it up, and bring it back for a discussion.
The only thing that I received was this extension and the Exhibit A, scope of services. That's all I ever got.
I don't think so, but let's table this for now and we'll come back. Is that okay? Resolution 2019-168, appointing planning and zoning attorney. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Thanks, Chauncey. May I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Alan. This was part of our reorg. I'd like to personally approve it, but not approve a rate hike mid-year. We haven't considered it for our budget. And, while he's probably due for a rate hike, that we need that information in August and September. So, I guess I'd like to amend the it doesn't have the rates in here, so I'd like to make a motion to amend the resolution to include a whereas that we're 2009, it will be at the current rates of $150 and $125 an hour.
For the rest of 2019?
Yes.
Yeah.
May I have a second for that?
Second.
Thanks. So we've added that to the resolution, and we're going to approve it based on the current rates of $150 and $125, and certainly next year we'll budget for a rate increase. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Thank you. Resolution 2019-169 for cemetery wall reconstruction contract change order. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thanks, Alan. May I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Kira. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. I need a motion for resolution 2019-170 cemetery burial fee refund. I'll make a motion. May I have a second? Thank you, Chauncey. Is there any discussion? Is everybody aware of this?
No.
Somebody came for a weekend burial, and because of the rain, it wasn't well mown. The mowing, we were way behind.
Close to the wall.
And right by the wall, so the debris from the wall. And we charge a $500 weekend burial fee, and because they're asking for a refund, which I think is...
It was a cremation burial, they could have rescheduled, had it in call. So it wasn't like they had to.
Do you want to come up and say on
Sure.
this?
Yeah, it was a cremation burial, so they could have rescheduled, had they been aware of it. So it was like they had to do the funeral that day, and so they were rather shocked when they showed up. It was a very large funeral, and there were a lot of people that didn't get to the grave site, so.
Why didn't Gary?
I don't know.
It's not the best. Right. Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor of the refund? Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Resolution 2019-171, replacement of highway department senators. May I have a motion?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Thanks. Any discussion? I don't know where this money is coming from.
We have the money.
Well, it doesn't say it on the resolution. So.
It's in the, I got this for my account. I thought I put that on the.
No, I can't, unless I can't support this unless I have accounts where I know that it's coming from and I've seen it, so. Want to table it, or?
No, I can read the account.
I haven't looked at it. Has anybody looked at it?
No.
There's 60,000 a year in there, we haven't used any.
I prefer,
304-5130-200.
I'm not going to, it's not, the resolution is not, I haven't looked at it, so I can't.
Let's go to the next one.
Is that all right? Can we
Is there
table
a
it?
time problem?
No, no, we're just getting bids anyway, we don't have to.
All right, can you just redo it for us and we'll Thank you. Let's table that. We come back to new business. Purchase with the towns of Red Hook, Milan, and Clinton, and an over-the-rail mower head for shared service mini excavator. Barry, you want to talk to us about that?
Yeah, basically what this is
Do you mind going to?
No. what the over-the-rail mower head is for the mini excavator, which we have from the county through the shared services program. So this is an attachment to a piece of equipment that jointly we own with 3 other townships. So what the flail mower really allows us to do is to mow behind guardrails, down steep banks, clear areas that are otherwise inaccessible with a conventional flail mower. We have 2 tractors right now with side-mounted flail mowers that we use for shoulder mowing, but they have no reach capability to reach over. So that's what this piece of equipment allows us to do. And Red Hook is actually taking the reins with this and going out for the bids. So we're still in getting the bids back for this piece of equipment. We estimate it to be about $5,000 for each township. So the total cost would be on the order of $20,000. And it would be added into the IMA agreement with Clinton, just as an addition to the piece of equipment that we already own in the excavator.
Do we have modified IMA yet?
No.
I think we probably need to vote to approve that before we vote to fund it, yes?
I don't know. Could that be done separately, or does it have to be done first?
I think we need an IMA to fund it, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't fund something that we don't have an agreement for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the way it's got to be, then we'll have to wait for the IMA to get done.
Who's doing it?
Milan's actually going to do it.
Okay. I can call Bill Gallagher.
Any other questions?
Not for that, but then we have the auction of surplus highway equipment.
Yep. We have a pickup truck, the R10, the old R10, the 2009 F-150 with the plow. We want to put that up for auction, but instead of putting it out for bid through the paper, through the conventional means, we want to go through absolute auction. They do a lot of municipal auctions, county auctions, they do the property auctions, the foreclosure auctions for the county. They take care of the advertising, they take care of selling it, they take care of the transfer. There's no cost to us. The cost is basically solely paid by the high bidder, whoever buys the equipment. So we just streamline the process. We're not going to get much for the truck anyway, it's not worth much. But it would just streamline the process of getting rid of it. And then we have a striper. Bob's got a couple things down there that we don't use anymore. A piece of, yeah, a couple saddle boxes that have been in the garage for 10 years, and a striping machine, not for highway striping. I believe this is a bowl field striper, but it's just taking up space down there. So
How it works, it looks brand new.
we thought we'd put it all together and just let absolute auction do it and be done with it.
How much you figure all this stuff is worth going to get?
I don't know, the truck, it's hard to say what the truck will bring. I would be surprised if the truck was worth $3,500. The toolbox is probably $50, $100 a piece. The striper, I really don't know. If you found somebody that really wanted it for a ball field maintenance or something.
Yeah, maybe the
Actually, you have to find 2 people, otherwise the auction
Yeah.
will go fast.
Yeah. So that's basically all we have to go for surplus.
We need a resolution for
Yeah, we have to amend the I'm sorry. No, I don't. What's our procurement policy?
Just got to go out for auction one way or another, public bid or through a.
I think we need to approve it by resolution.
this. So propose a resolution to authorize the absolute auction to sell the F-10 pickup truck, striper, and the toolbox, 2 toolboxes.
Can I have a second? Any Any further discussion?
They'll forward you up the paperwork for absolute auction, it's just an agreement.
I'm sorry, what?
I will forward you up the paperwork for absolute auction.
So the
Contract. agreement.
resolution should probably read approval to sign the, let the supervisor sign the contract with absolute auction and to have absolute auction bid, sell these. And we do not pay the seller's premium, it's all the buyer's premium.
That's correct.
John,
Got that?
right, so I think we need to motion that and vote on it.
So I move that we authorize the town supervisor to sign an agreement with Absolute Auctions to auction off the F-10 pickup truck, striper, and the 2 toolboxes. Sorry? F-150. What did I say?
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Thanks, Barry.
I thought I was doing
The
something.
modification for the highway department equipment line, I don't think that's in our,
Well, it doesn't matter to me how it's being handled as long as that money is rolling forward each
it's
year.
always rolled forward. It's in the highway part-town funds balance. So if you needed it this year and you came to the board for something, we could take it out of funds balance, but that's where it goes.
Do we know how much is exactly accumulated in there?
We absolutely do. The reports are sent out, from Shelley, and I have it.
Okay,
It's always available.
yeah, that's fine.
I don't know off the top of my head how much is in highway part-town. We have a significant part-town funds balance, probably like 800,000.
Okay,
Yeah, it's always, that's where it goes.
okay.
We almost have enough to fix Martin Road.
But it's not, except it's not a town road. Thanks, Barry. The engineering study on Lower Cove Road drainage, we are not going to discuss. I think Alan and Chauncey are going to meet with Barry and Warren Raplansky, our town attorney, to get advice on that before we move forward publicly. John, I read my emails, and I think you're exactly right. This is all we have to do for the court consolidation study, so I'd like to go back and make a motion for Resolution 2019-167, extension request to Dutchess County for shared court facilities study. I'll make a motion. May I have a second? Thank you, Alan. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So moved.
I have a resolution.
Just give me a second here. Sure.
Okay, so we need 2 more lifeguards for the pool. So the resolution is to authorize the hiring of Tallulah Patch and George Ashworth, both non-water safety instructor lifeguard certified individuals at $11.10 an hour, which is what we're paying this position.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We're short on lifeguards, especially for graduation weekend, and it's always good to have younger ones coming in. So last thing we want is to be lifeguards.
Right, we may only hire one of these 2 people, but we may need both, so this is kind of a preemptive action.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Are there any announcements or committee or liaison reports?
I'll let you know, if you're intensely interested, that our pickleball courts are getting heavy play, and there's a front-page article in Bill's newspaper. Pickleball on the rise, we are mentioned. Of course, are said to be ready next week, which actually happened on May 31st.
All right,
It's tennis for seniors.
yeah.
Oh, that's a gross oversimplification. I could go on a long time about
Let's not. Outside of a town. Yeah, we don't need a quorum for that. Any other announcements or reports?
Stand by.
Is there any further new business before the town? Are there any public comments on any town items or non-agenda items? We have our county legislator, Brennan Carn here. Thanks for coming.
Good evening, folks. Okay, so a couple things going on. Some of these may sound like they're looping back around, but they're still with us. One, it was a lovely senior picnic last week, and it sort of led to a discussion, I know, with all of you all and with me about one of my goals, which is to get us more aware of what services are offered. We heard back from Todd Tancredi, Elizabeth, and I don't know if you copied the whole board.
We asked Todd what services the Department of Aging provides and specifically what we get for Rhinebeck, and the reply that I got is there's a brochure.
So I will follow up with a conversation with him.
Yeah.
And what I also would like to come out of this, if you all think it is a good idea, is I think it would be nice to have a presentation if there's enough for them to present.
I don't think we need a
You don't
town
want
board meeting, absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
I think he should host a forum.
Yeah, I think
for seniors.
he said they had done that in Rhinebeck last year, but I think that's great, especially since sort of the Are You OK program question.
It's coming back on.
Well, they're supposed to be bringing it back on. I'm still
Yeah,
following up on that.
I
But
want to know
anyway,
what we're getting here in Rhinebeck for
Right.
our tax
And it came to
dollars.
our attention that nobody knew about Are You OK until Alan brought it up, really. So I want to make sure, and all of you do, that there's not other things that residents could be taking advantage of. And I spoke with Rhinebeck at home, and they'd also be happy to help spread the word about any of that. So that's going on, and I'll keep following up on that with Todd. I have co-sponsored again, and it has been reintroduced an independent redistricting resolution that would put to a public vote in November whether we want to have an independent commission to draw district lines as opposed to having the legislature do that. I think that would be.
Is there bipartisan support for that?
We don't know. It was not. It was not introduced last month, so we are trying.
It wasn't allowed to
again.
be brought to the floor last month?
That's right. So we're trying again. And again, this is simply asking that the public get to vote about whether the public wants this. It's not up to the legislature to decide. So I believe behind it.
Yes.
I very
Thank
much
you.
would like to see that happen. The County Planning and Development Office is going to be conducting a safety assessment of Slate Quarry Road. It is in a Clinton section of Slate Quarry, but it is the beginning of what I hope will be my continuing work that Joel Tyner was doing to try to have Slate Quarry better assessed, better signed, better patrolled. So this is the beginning. That will be between Amyville and Milan Hollow Road on July 24th and 25th. And then the participants from the county will meet with suggested improvements. So again, it's part of a way forward, although it's not directly Rhinebeck at this moment. I don't think I reported this to you all. Did I report to you all last time that I voted against salary increases?
No.
It's a done deal, and they did pass. But I wanted to let the public know that I voted against them. Salary increases were on the table for legislators, executive, sheriff, clerk, and comptroller. I voted against it because the median income in Dutchess County is still about half what some of those folks are making as individuals. And so without more information in the way the resolution had been put together and the thought process behind it, I didn't feel comfortable voting for it, so I voted no. And then going back to Are You OK? I'm still on it. We've reached the 60-day point when we were told that they'd try to have it up and running, so I will continue following up with the representative at the sheriff's office who I've been put in touch with.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thanks, Brennan. Any further comments, questions, concerns from anyone here tonight? Anything else from you? I need to make a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
It is unbelievable, isn't it, Alan?
Well, the company